long time. He's 89 years old. He's a handsome man from the Dorchester section of Boston. Norm Crosby. And he was known as the king of the malapropisms. Malapropisms. Malaprop, he knew how to fracture the English language. And I'm telling you, you could bust from this guy. He was funny. And some of his malaprops went something like this, if I can find it. When he got into this, he became a big hit. Up to that time, he was having a tough time. And the funniest part, he was doing that in very tiny nightclubs, and he found when he talked the way he did in the little nightclubs, nobody laughed, because that's the way they talk too. But when he went up in the world, got into the big places, he became a hit. President Johnson declared war on puberty. Singers sing from their diagrams. Women need tenderness and affliction. Back in 1976, when the United States celebrated its 200th anniversary, he came up with one of the best lines. He said, "I'm so proud to be here on this anniversary of the United States as it celebrates its bisexual year." And the last one, "The skinny dog looks emancipated." From this he made a living, and a very good one, and he was a very successful comedian. Grandma is out with a little grandchild for a walk along the beach. It's a beautiful day, everything's going well, and they're walking along near the water. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, came this rogue wave. And it really came, washed over the two of them, and they were both dragged out into the ocean. Horrible. She fought her way, she tried to find the child. She got out and she was on the ground. And she looked and she looked and she started to scream, "My baby, where is he?" And she's screaming, where's my baby? And she looks up and says, "God, please, I'll do anything. I'll give away everything I own. You've got to bring my baby back to me. It's my grandchild, my only grandchild, please." And just then, the wave, another wave comes along, washes on, and when it goes away, there's the baby lying there, the child. And he's coughing a little and so forth, but he's okay. And she looks down, she says, "God, he had a hat." Oh, this is one really quick. I just heard this recently. Policeman sitting in his cruiser and just watching out here on 95 as the cars are going by 60, 70, 80 miles an hour. And all of a sudden, the car goes by 15 miles an hour. 15. He said, "My God, that's worse than speeding. She's going to get killed out there." So he starts up his car, he goes after the car. It's a woman, naturally. Woman driving, and she's knitting while she's driving. He opens his window and he yells to her, "Pull over." She says, "No, but you're close. Cardigan." I like that. Frank, is that good? Yeah. 3 o'clock one morning, the drunk calls the police station. He says, "Please come and help me, please." They said, "What's wrong?" "I've been robbed. I've been robbed, terrible." "What happened?" He said, "I don't know. My steering wheel's gone. My heater and air conditioning is gone. The brakes are gone. The glove box, it's all gone. They said, all right, tell us where you are, and we'll be right down. And he tells them. 3 minutes later, he calls back. He says, it's me again. Forget it. You don't have to come down. They said, why not? He says, I was sitting in the back seat. Speaking of drunk people, 3 fellas go out drinking after work every day. One of them drinks so darn much that he really gets drunk. And they're tired of it. They have to practically carry him home. And they said to him one day, you know, if you don't stop that, you know, something bad's going to happen. He says, all right, I'll stop it. But sure enough, the next night, same thing. He was so stinking drunk he can't even walk. So they pick him up, and they carry him to the nearest cemetery. They find an open grave, and they put him down in the open grave to sleep it off. In the morning, he wakes up. And he looks around where he is. He says, if I'm alive, what am I doing in here? And if I'm dead, why do I have to go to the bathroom? There was a young man in the hospital waiting for his child to be born. And he was waiting, and he was waiting. Everybody else, the children were born. He's still waiting. It's getting dark now. He's alone now in the waiting room. Still nothing. He waits, and finally a door opens. In comes a nurse carrying a baby. And she looks at the baby. She looks at him. She says, is this yours? So he looks at the baby, and it's a black baby. He says, I suppose so. My wife burns everything. Don't tell anybody I told her. This one is cute. At a bus stop one morning, a fella's waiting, and along comes this beautiful, beautiful young lady. And she's wearing what they're wearing these days, these pants. They're so tight, you can almost see the veins in her legs. They are the tightest things he ever saw. He looks at her, and he says, excuse me, how does one get into pants like that? She says, well, we could start with lunch. I always like that. Anyway, let's see where we're going here. I'm missing a page.
Take an intermission.
Intermission is right. Anyway, it's gone. It doesn't matter. One of the greatest stories ever told. Where's Evelyn? By the way, that's my wife, Evelyn. You want to hear the greatest story ever told? Ever. Yesterday, after 6 months with lymphoma, cancer, Evelyn was declared free of cancer. And there's something to be happy about, right? Evelyn, tell me, I forgot that one. What's my big story?
Logic.
Hmm?
Logic.
That's it. The Irishman is sitting in Dublin in a bar. I love this one. Having his pint of beer, and in walks a young fellow. Sits down, says, hello. He says, hello. He says to the young fellow, you go to the college? He says, I do. He says, that's nice. What are you studying? He says, I studied logic. Oh, that's nice. What is it? He said, what's logic? Yeah, what's logic? Logic is logic. That's what logic is. Well, he said, that's a fine answer, but I don't know what you're talking about. He said, well, I'll give you an example. Do you own a goldfish bowl? He says, yes, I do. Well, if you own a goldfish bowl, you have fish swimming in it. He says, yes, I do. Well, if you have fish swimming in it, and you have water in it, goldfish bowl, then you have children. That's why you bought the goldfish bowl. He says, you're right. He said, well, that's logic. He said, that's fascinating. He said, we can go further. If you have children, then that means you have a wife. He says, I do. And if you have a wife, that tells me you're not a homosexual. He said, I'm not. He said, well, that's logic. I said, well, I got that. I never heard of anything like that. It's fascinating. He said, well, the kid says, I got class now, I have to leave. It was nice talking to you. And he leaves. In comes Sean. This is Mike's best friend. Sean comes in. He says, Mike, did you see the young man just leave? He says, yes. He goes to the college. He says, that's nice. You know what he studies? No. He studies logic. He says, that's nice. What is it? He says, you don't know what logic is? He said, no, I don't. He says, well, let me give you an example. Do you have a goldfish bowl? He says, no, I don't. He says, well, then you're a homosexual. I love it. There's wonderful Irish stories. Anyway, we sort of have to wind this up a bit. And this is the story of an elderly couple. And every night when they go to sleep, go to bed. Every night when they go to bed, he gets into bed, she gets into bed, he puts his hand up, she puts her hand up, they hold hands, and they go to sleep. This night, they get into bed, he puts his hand up, puts his hand, nothing. He says, what's wrong? She says, not tonight, dear. I have a headache. Speaking of that, before this happened, one night I just thought of it. This night they're in bed together. They've been married a lot of years. And all of a sudden, she feels his hand on her leg, going up and down her leg. She feels pretty good. Then it's on her hip. Now it's running up her arm. She's happy with this. All of a sudden, it ends. She says, why did you stop? He says, I found the remote. Anyway, it's been a pleasure. I hope you enjoyed it.
Thank you, Mr. Blumberg. He'll be here all week. Great job as usual. We'll have you back soon. We do have a nice reception in his honor out there as well, too. Let's give another nice big round of applause.